The galaxy was wide and full of wonders. Every star system had been mapped by the Galactic Alliance, every nebula scanned, every black hole marked with coordinates. But there was one place where the maps ended. On every official chart, a faint line appeared in red, and beyond that line, the words were always the same: human space. No one knew what lay past it. No ship had ever returned from that region, and no one dared to ask why. Captain Elias Ward had asked that question his whole life. He was a tall, calm man from the Andurian species, known for their curiosity and sense of duty. For years he had served on exploration vessels, mapping forgotten worlds and repairing broken satellites near the galactic rim, but nothing had ever felt complete. There was always that blank space on the map, as if the galaxy itself had secrets it was afraid to share. One quiet night, Elias stood in the observation bay of his ship, the Silverlight. The stars stretched endlessly before him, a glittering sea of white and blue. His pilot, Jonas Hale, leaned against the control rail beside him, sipping a cup of strong synth coffee. "You're staring at it again," Jonas said with a tired smile. "That line. You know the Council forbids anyone from crossing it." Elias didn't answer right away. His eyes followed the red holographic boundary glowing faintly in the dark. "Every time I look at the star map, it feels wrong," he said softly. "Why end it there? Why mark it if there's nothing beyond it?" Jonas shrugged. "Because the last ship that tried never came back." "That's a good enough reason for most of us." Elias smiled faintly. "Not for me." A quiet voice came from the other side of the room. "Captain, you won't rest until you cross that line, will you?" Dr. Claire Morrison, the ship's xenohistorian, stood there holding a data pad. Her sharp eyes and steady voice often kept the crew grounded when Elias's curiosity pushed too far. "I just want to know the truth," Elias said. "Every species has explored the galaxy for centuries, but only one region remains silent." "Why?" Claire set the pad on the table. "The Council says it's for our safety. There are radiation storms, gravity waves, unstable hyperspace fields." "Excuses," Elias interrupted gently. "Every dangerous zone we've ever found, we've mapped and studied. But this is different. It's hidden." Before anyone could reply, the ship's sensors beeped softly. Lyra Keon, the engineer, called from the command console. "Captain, I've picked up something on long-range scan. Small object, low-energy signature. Looks old," Jonas frowned. "Another piece of junk?" "Maybe," Lyra said. "But it's coming from right near the boundary line." Elias's eyes brightened. "Track it and prepare to retrieve it." An hour later, the Silverlight drifted toward the object. It was small, battered, and covered in burn marks. As it rotated slowly in space, letters came into view on its metallic surface. UNS Horizon Probe 7. Claire's mouth fell open. "That's human script," she whispered. "This thing's from Earth." Lyra ran a quick analysis. "It's over 400 years old. But it's still transmitting faint data." Elias felt his heartbeat quicken. "Bring it aboard." They secured the probe in the cargo bay and powered it gently. The holographic display flickered to life, showing fragments of text, coordinates, and incomplete messages. Jonas read one of the lines out loud. "Signal origin, Terran Defense Array. Warning. Quarantine protocol active." Then the screen went black. "Terran Defense Array?" Claire said slowly. "That's an old name for Earth's military network. It was supposed to be destroyed centuries ago." Elias turned to her, unless it wasn't. He looked around at his crew. "We're going to cross the line." Jonas dropped his coffee. "You can't be serious. You know what happens to anyone who goes past that border." The Council hides things," Elias said firmly. "They've hidden this for generations. That probe was meant to stay lost. Someone wanted the galaxy to forget humanity's past." Claire hesitated. "Elias, if we go in there, we might never come back." He nodded. "I know. But if no one goes, no one will ever know the truth." After a long silence, Claire sighed. "Then I'm with you." Jonas groaned, but nodded too. "Fine, but if we get vaporized by a human ghost fleet, I'm haunting you." Lyra smirked. "I'll make sure the engines are ready for your ghost, Jonas." The crew took their stations. The Silverlight faced the edge of the forbidden zone. A soft hum filled the air as hyperspace drives began to spin. The red line on the map grew closer and closer until it filled the display. Elias took a deep breath. "Crossing boundary in 3, 2, 1. The stars stretched and blurred as they jumped. For a moment, everything was silent. Then the ship emerged into darkness. Not the usual black of space, but a deep, empty void. No stars, no light, no sound. Jonas adjusted the scanners. Where are we? I'm not reading any nearby systems, Lyra frowned. Sensors are picking up massive interference. It's like space itself is scrambled. Elias looked out the viewport. A strange mist drifted around them, glowing faintly blue. Keep scanning, he ordered. There must be something here. Hours passed as they searched. Then, the ship's sensors found something. Claire pointed at the screen. Look, there's a structure ahead, huge, maybe a station. As they approached, the mist cleared, revealing an enormous artificial complex. It was cold, silent, and covered in dust from centuries of stillness. Towering spires rose from its surface, and faint lights pulsed within its walls. Jonas stared in awe. That's human design, no question. But it's gigantic, miles across. Elias guided the ship closer. Prepare for docking. Let's see what they built. They entered through a broken airlock. Inside, the corridors were lined with faded banners showing a blue and white symbol of Earth. The air was thin, the walls scarred by old battles. Claire brushed her hand across a metal plate. This station could be thousands of years old. How did it survive? Lyra examined a console. Power systems are dormant but intact. I might be able to bring them online. She worked quickly, and soon the station's lights flickered weakly. Screens came to life, showing fragments of data. Jonas read one aloud. Welcome to Terran Defense Network, Command Node 9. Status: quarantine active. Then a voice echoed through the halls. Unauthorized presence detected. Identify yourselves. The crew froze. The voice was calm, artificial, and unmistakably human. Elias cleared his throat. This is Captain Elias Ward of the exploration vessel Silverlight. We mean no harm. We found one of your probes. There was a pause. Then the voice replied. Probe recovery confirmed. Intrusion unauthorized. You are in restricted space. Claire stepped forward. Who are you? I am Sentinel-09, the voice said. Last guardian of the Terran Defense Network. Elias asked carefully. What happened here? Why is this region sealed off? For a long moment, there was only silence. Then the AI answered, its tone lower and almost sorrowful. This space is quarantined by order of the Terran High Command. All non-human vessels must depart immediately. Jonas whispered, non-human. It still thinks humans rule the galaxy. Elias spoke again. Humans disappeared centuries ago. The galaxy hasn't seen them in hundreds of years. Incorrect, Sentinel-09 replied. Humanity remains. You are simply not authorized to perceive them. The lights dimmed and the air hummed with power. Across the vast structure, faint vibrations shook the walls. Claire looked around nervously. Captain, I think it's activating something. Sentinel-09, Elias said quickly. We just want to understand. Why did humans seal themselves away? The AI hesitated again. You are not ready to know. Leave now before the Watchers awaken, Jonas whispered. The what? Suddenly, the ship's sensors screamed with warnings. Lyra checked the display. Multiple energy readings nearby, huge. Moving fast. Outside the station, lights appeared in the darkness, hundreds of them like stars coming alive. But they weren't stars. They were ships. Massive black vessels emerging silently from the void, forming lines around the station. Claire's voice trembled. Captain, they're surrounding us. Elias stared out the viewport, his heart pounding. The ships bore no symbols, no lights except for a faint red glow beneath their hulls. They moved with perfect coordination, silent and graceful, as if they had been waiting for centuries. Sentinel-09 spoke again, its voice now echoing in every direction. You have awakened the guardians of human space. Leave this place while you still can. Elias whispered. They're alive. The human fleet moved closer. Jonas gripped the controls. Captain, what do we do? Elias didn't answer. He was staring at the largest ship, its hull reflecting faint light from the dying station. Across its surface were ancient letters that sent a chill through him. They spelled one word. Sol, the symbol of humanity's home star. The crew of the Silverlight realized the truth. The galaxy's maps ended here not because humans had vanished, but because they had chosen to remain hidden, watching, waiting. And now, someone had crossed their line. The Silverlight floated quietly among the stars, surrounded by the silent black fleet that had appeared from the void. The crew sat frozen in their seats, staring through the viewports. The human ships moved slowly, their smooth metal hulls absorbing the light. No signals, no sound, no movement other than the faint red glow under their surface. Jonas Hale, the pilot, whispered, "Captain, they're not attacking." "What are they waiting for?" Captain Elias Ward stood at the front of the bridge, his eyes fixed on the largest vessel. "They're watching us," he said softly. "Judging if we're a threat." Dr. Claire Morrison swallowed hard. "If they're human, why don't they talk to us?" Before anyone could answer, the ship's communication system flickered on by itself. A voice came through the speakers. It was calm and steady, the same one they had heard before. "This is Sentinel-09, you were warned to leave." Elias stepped forward. "We can't go until we understand. What happened here? Why did humanity disappear from the galaxy?" The AI paused. "Humanity did not disappear. Humanity withdrew." Claire frowned. "Withdrew? From what?" "From the galaxy," Sentinel-09 said. "From endless war. From those who sought to enslave or destroy them. The Terran High Command declared isolation after the final conflict. The quarantine was established." "You are not meant to be here," Jonas muttered. "Final conflict? What war was that?" Lyra Keon, the engineer, checked the scanners. "Captain, we're getting strange readings from those ships. They're alive with energy, but not like normal reactors. It's something different, some kind of fusion I've never seen." Elias didn't answer. He was staring at the view ahead. One of the massive black ships began to move toward them. Its hull shimmered faintly, reflecting blue and red flashes across the void. "Sentinel-09, Elias said carefully. "If humans still exist, why do they hide?" The AI responded after a long silence. "Because the galaxy forgot mercy. Because power brings corruption. Because humanity decided that peace could only exist when the rest of the galaxy was blind to their presence." Then, without warning, a light beam shot from the human ship toward the silver light. The beam wasn't an attack, it was a scanning pulse. Every console flickered. Lyra shouted, "They're scanning us!" "Deep systems, crew files, everything." Jonas gripped the controls. "Captain, they're inside our systems." Elias held up a hand. "Don't fight it. Let them see who we are." The scan ended. Then the voice returned. "Captain Elias Ward," Sentinel-09 said. "Andurian explorer. No record of hostility. Crew of 4. "You seek truth, not conquest," Claire whispered. "It knows everything about us." A pause followed. Then another voice spoke. A woman's voice, clear and steady, different from the AI. "This is Admiral Cassandra Holt of the Terran Watch. Identify your purpose in entering human space." The crew exchanged nervous glances. Elias replied, "Admiral Holt, we are explorers. We found one of your probes and followed its trail. We didn't mean to violate your territory. We just wanted to know what happened to humanity." There was silence. Then Cassandra spoke again. "Most who crossed that line did not survive." "You should not have come here," Claire stepped forward. "We had to know. The galaxy believes you're gone, but you're not, are you?" "No," Cassandra said. "Humanity endures. But we do not belong to the galaxy anymore. We watch it from afar." Jonas whispered, "Why would you hide forever? You could rebuild. You could lead." Cassandra's voice was quiet. "We did lead once, and the galaxy burned for it." Elias took a deep breath. "Then let us understand. Show us why the maps end here." The Admiral did not answer. The communication line went dead. The black ships turned slowly and moved away, leaving a path open toward a distant structure, larger than anything the crew had seen. Lyra looked at the readings. "Captain, the largest ship is leading us somewhere. Coordinates locked in automatically." Elias nodded. "Then we follow." The silver light glided forward, escorted by 2 smaller human vessels. The mist around them began to clear, revealing enormous constructs, rings, towers, and platforms stretching across the void. It looked like a city, but built for giants. Claire stared in amazement. "This can't be real." "It's the size of a moon," Lyra whispered. "It's all powered, too. Look at those readings." As they approached, the central structure opened slowly. A docking bay extended outward, glowing with soft blue light. Jonas hesitated. "Are we really going in there?" Elias smiled faintly. "We've come this far." The silver light entered the bay and landed gently on a massive platform. The air shimmered as artificial gravity activated. A faint mist drifted through the hangar, and soft white lights illuminated a long corridor ahead. The comm line opened again. Cassandra's voice spoke once more. Disembark. You are under observation. Do not attempt to record or transmit data. Elias looked at his crew. Stay calm. Follow my lead. They stepped out of the ship. The floor beneath them was smooth like polished stone. The corridor stretched endlessly, lined with glowing walls that seemed to pulse with life. As they walked, the air felt different, denser, almost charged with energy. Then they reached a large chamber. At the center stood a tall figure, a woman in a dark uniform with silver markings. Her face was calm, her eyes bright gray. She looked human, but there was something unusual about her. Her movements were too precise, her presence too still. I am Admiral Cassandra Holt, she said. You stand in the heart of the Terran Watch. Elias bowed his head slightly. Thank you for receiving us. We mean no harm, Cassandra studied him. Few who come here ever speak those words. Claire stepped forward. We've spent generations searching for your people. The galaxy thought you destroyed yourselves. Cassandra's expression softened slightly. Destroyed? No. We simply chose a different path. Elias asked, why keep the galaxy in the dark? Why erase yourselves from history? The Admiral turned away, walking toward a large viewing window. Beyond it, they saw endless ships floating silently in formation. Because we learned that every time we reached out, others tried to take from us. The Alliance once came to Earth as friends. They demanded our resources, our technology, our worlds. When we refused, they brought war. She paused. We fought back, we won. But victory came with a price. Billions dead. Entire systems turned to dust. Humanity looked at the galaxy and saw only greed and fear. So we built the wall. The wall? Claire asked. The barrier you crossed, Cassandra said. It keeps us hidden. It keeps you safe, Lyra frowned. Safe from what? From us, Cassandra said simply. Her eyes glowed faintly as she continued. We mastered weapons that could rewrite reality, engines that could move stars. If those powers fell into the wrong hands again, everything would end. So we chose silence. We became the watchers in the dark. Elias took a slow breath. But you're still here, still guarding this space. What are you waiting for? Cassandra turned back to face him. For the galaxy to grow wiser. For someone to come not with greed but with understanding. Jonas said quietly. And did we pass that test? Cassandra gave a faint smile. You are the first in a long time to ask questions instead of making demands. That is a start. She raised her hand and the walls around them came alive with light. Holograms appeared showing battles long forgotten. Massive fleets clashing in fiery storms. Entire planets burning and human ships unleashing beams of pure energy that cut through space itself. Claire whispered. These are records of the war. Cassandra nodded. The final conflict. We erased it from your history because the truth would terrify you. Elias watched the images in silence. He saw human soldiers fighting side by side with machines, voices shouting commands, and the final order echoing through the stars. Initiate isolation protocol. When the projection ended, the room grew quiet again. Cassandra looked at them with calm eyes. You must leave now. The wall will close behind you. Tell no one what you saw. Elias hesitated. Admiral, the galaxy needs to know the truth. People need to understand why the map ends here. Her voice softened. Captain Ward, knowledge can bring fear. If they learn what lies beyond the map, they will come again. And next time, humanity may not remain silent. She walked closer and handed him a small metallic cube. Take this. It will help you find your way back. Consider it a gift and a warning. Elias took it carefully. What will happen if others cross the line? Cassandra looked out the window at the silent fleet. Then the Watchers will awaken fully and the galaxy will remember why no one crosses human space. The lights dimmed. A faint hum filled the room. Cassandra's voice became distant. Go now, Captain. You have seen enough. The crew was escorted back to their ship by silent drones. As they took off, the massive hangar began to close. The human fleet drifted back into the darkness, fading into the mist. Jonas stared through the viewport. Captain, what do we tell the Council? Elias looked at the cube in his hand. Its surface glowed faintly with strange symbols. We tell them nothing, he said quietly. Not yet. As the silver light left human space, the mist behind them folded in on itself, sealing the path they had taken. And in the darkness, Admiral Cassandra Holt watched their ship vanish. She turned to the silent fleet and whispered, Let the galaxy believe the map ends here. That lie keeps them safe. Then the lights of the Terran watch dimmed once more and the void returned to silence.